In the dim glow of a flickering screen, single dad Mark Thompson stared at the photo that popped up uninvited on the CEO's laptop. It was her, Elena Vasquez, the powerhouse behind one of the city's biggest tech firms, but not the polished version the world knew. This was a candid shot, her hair tousled, no makeup, laughing with abandon in what looked like a rainy park. His finger hovered over the close button, heart pounding, when suddenly the door burst open. "What are you doing?" Elena's voice sliced through the air like a thunderclap. Mark froze, the question hanging, had he just ruined everything? But wait, that's not where our story begins. Let's rewind to the moment that changed two lives forever, and trust me, by the end, you'll see how one accidental glance sparked a love that defied all odds. Hold on tight, because in the next few seconds, everything flips upside down. Mark Thompson's life had become a monotonous cycle of survival, each day blending into the next like the gray skies over Seattle. At 38 years old, he was a man who had once dreamed big, graduating top of his class in computer science from the University of Washington, with visions of innovating in Silicon Valley. But fate had other plans. 5 years earlier, his wife Sarah had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer that progressed faster than any doctor could predict. She fought valiantly, her spirit unbroken even as her body weakened, but in the end, she slipped away in the quiet hours of a spring morning, leaving Mark with a shattered heart and a 2-year-old daughter, Lily. Now, Lily was 7, a whirlwind of curiosity and innocence, with her mother's emerald eyes and a laugh that could light up the darkest room. Mark worked freelance IT jobs from their cramped one-bedroom apartment in a rundown building on the outskirts of the city, where the elevator rarely worked and the walls were thin enough to hear the neighbors' arguments. Morning started early, brewing cheap coffee, packing Lily's lunch with whatever was on sale at the grocery store, usually peanut butter sandwiches and an apple, and walking her to the bus stop. "Daddy, why do you look so tired?" Lily would ask sometimes, her small hand in his, and Mark would muster a smile, saying, "Just dreaming about our next adventure, kiddo." But inside, the weight of bills, rent, utilities, medical debts from Sarah's treatments, pressed down like an invisible anvil. He skipped meals to ensure Lily had enough, and his social life had dwindled to zero. Friends from his old life had drifted away, unable to relate to his new reality of bedtime stories and parent-teacher conferences. That particular Tuesday had been grueling. Mark had spent the day troubleshooting a client's network issues remotely, only to have the payment delayed again. By evening, as he climbed the 3 flights of stairs to their apartment, his back aching from hunching over his second-hand laptop, he felt the exhaustion seeping into his bones. The hallway smelled of stale takeout and cigarette smoke, a reminder of how far he'd fallen from the suburban home he and Sarah once shared. Unlocking the door, he was greeted by Lily's excited squeal. "Daddy! Look what I made at school." She thrust a crayon drawing into his hands, a stick figure family under a rainbow, with a mommy angel in the clouds. Mark's throat tightened, he knelt down, hugging her tightly. "It's beautiful, sweetie. Tell me all about it." Over a simple dinner of pasta and canned sauce, Lily chattered about her day, how she learned about dinosaurs and how her best friend Emma shared her crayons. Mark listened, his heart swelling with love, but his mind wandered to the stack of overdue notices on the kitchen counter. After bath time and a story from her favorite book about a brave little explorer, Lily whispered as he tucked her in, "Daddy, when will things get better? Like in the stories?" He brushed a curl from her forehead, his voice steady despite the lump in his throat. "Soon, Lily. We're the brave explorers, remember? We just have to keep going." Kissing her goodnight, he closed her door softly and collapsed onto the couch, staring at the ceiling cracks that seemed to mirror the fractures in his life. Sleep was elusive, haunted by memories of Sarah's warm smile and the what-ifs that plagued him. What if he had pushed harder for that promotion before she got sick? What if he could give Lily the life she deserved? The phone's shrill ring cut through the silence at 11 p.m., startling Mark from his half-doze. He fumbled for it, seeing an unknown number. "Hello?" he croaked. On the other end was a harried voice, identifying as Alex from Vasquez Innovations. "Mr. Thompson? We got your name from a referral. Our CEO's laptop has crashed right in the middle of prepping for a massive presentation tomorrow. It's a disaster, files corrupted, system unresponsive. We need someone on site now. We'll pay triple your rate, plus expenses." Mark sat up, rubbing his eyes. Triple pay? That could cover next month's rent. But it was late, and Lily. "I have a daughter," he said hesitantly. "I'd need to arrange a sitter." Alex didn't miss a beat. "We'll reimburse that too. Please, this is urgent." Glancing at Lily's door, Mark weighed the options. His neighbor, Mrs. Garcia, a kind widow in her 60s, had babysat before. He agreed, quickly dialing her. "Mark, mi hijo, of course I'll watch the little one," she said sleepily. "Go make that money." Throwing on a jacket, grabbing his toolkit, a battered backpack filled with cables, drives, and diagnostic tools, Mark kissed Lily's forehead one more time. "Be back soon, Angel," he whispered. The drive through Seattle's relentless rain was a blur, wipers slapping rhythmically against the windshield of his old Honda Civic. Streetlights reflected off puddles, casting eerie glows. He pondered who this CEO was. Elena Vasquez, her name was synonymous with innovation. Articles painted her as a visionary, rising from humble beginnings to lead a company valued at billions, specializing in AI-driven software that powered everything from smart homes to corporate analytics. But whispers in tech forums spoke of her ruthlessness, employees burned out, competitors crushed. Ice Queen, some called her. Mark pulled into the underground garage of the gleaming Vasquez Tower, security badges flashing as guards escorted him up the elevator to the penthouse level. The office was a marvel of modern design, glass walls overlooking the city lights, ergonomic furniture, and walls lined with awards. And there she was, Elena Vasquez, pacing the room like a storm about to break. Her dark hair was pulled into a tight bun, her tailored suit impeccable despite the late hour, but her eyes, sharp, obsidian, betrayed exhaustion and fury. "You're the tech guy," she snapped, not bothering with pleasantries. "Fix it. The merger presentation is in 12 hours. She thrust the sleek laptop at him, its screen frozen on an error message. Mark nodded, settling at her massive oak desk, surrounded by the faint scent of her perfume, something citrusy and commanding. As his fingers danced over the keys, running diagnostics, he felt her gaze boring into him. The system was a mess, corrupted sectors, possible malware. He delved deeper, isolating files, when a glitch in the recovery process caused a hidden folder to pop open. Photos, personal ones. And there it was, the candid shot of Elena in the park, rain-kissed, joyful. It was mesmerizing, a stark contrast to the woman before him. He moved to close it, but the cursor lagged. Sweat beaded on his forehead. What if she saw? And just as that thought crossed his mind, the door creaked open behind him. Cliffhanger 1, was this the moment his luck ran out? Elena Vasquez wasn't born into power, she forged it from the fires of adversity. Orphaned at 15 after a tragic car accident claimed her parents, immigrants from Mexico who had scraped by in Los Angeles, she was shuttled into foster care, a system that chewed up dreams and spat out cynicism. But Elena was different. She devoured books on coding from the public library, teaching herself Python and Java during sleepless nights. Scholarships got her into MIT, where she graduated summa cum laude, her thesis on AI ethics earning accolades. Yet, the corporate world was unkind to a young Latina woman without connections. Rejections piled up, laced with subtle biases, not the right fit, they'd say. Undeterred, she started Vasquez Innovations in a garage, bootstrapping with freelance gigs. Her breakthrough came with an AI algorithm that predicted market trends with uncanny accuracy, attracting investors. Now, at 35, she helmed an empire, but the cost was steep. Relationships fizzled. Men intimidated by her success, women wary of her ambition. Loneliness was her constant companion, masked by boardroom bravado. Scars from childhood taunts, ugly duckling, bookworm freak, lingered, fueling her drive but also her insecurities. That photo on her laptop? It was from a rare day off 2 years ago, when an old college friend dragged her to Discovery Park. Rain had started, but instead of fleeing, they danced in it, capturing that moment of unfiltered happiness. Elena had buried it in a folder, a reminder of the girl she once was. That night, as Mark worked, she stepped out to the break room for coffee, her mind a whirlwind of merger details. This deal with a European conglomerate could expand her reach globally, but stakes were high, one glitch, and it could unravel. Returning with a steaming mug, she paused at the door, noticing Mark's transfixed stare at the screen. Her heart skipped. "What are you looking at?" she demanded, striding in. Mark jumped, stammering, it opened accidentally during the recovery. The glitch exposed a folder, I wasn't prying. Elena grabbed the laptop, her face flushing as she saw the photo. Vulnerability crashed over her like the rain in that picture. Why did this stranger's opinion matter? But in a surge of raw emotion, words tumbled out, "Am I pretty?" The question echoed in the silent office, shocking them both. Mark blinked, processing. This powerhouse, asking that? "Yes," he replied gently, "but it's not just pretty. You look alive, free. Like someone who doesn't have to carry the world." Elena turned away, regaining composure. "Forget it. Just finish the job." But as he resumed, silence stretched, broken only by keyboard clicks. A spark flickered, curiosity about this man who saw beyond her facade. The repair dragged on, Mark methodically rebuilding partitions and scanning for viruses. Elena hovered, occasionally peering over his shoulder, her questions revealing a mind as sharp as any coder's. "Why not use a cloud backup?" she asked at one point. Mark explained patiently, sometimes local redundancy is safer for sensitive data. By 2 a.m., fatigue set in, but progress was made. To fill the quiet, Elena asked, "How'd you get into this? You seem overqualified for freelance fixes." Mark chuckled. "Life happened. Was a lead engineer at a startup, but after my wife passed, priorities shifted. My daughter Lily, she's 7. Needs stability." Elena's expression softened, a rare crack. "Loss. I know it well. Parents gone young. Built this company to prove I could stand alone." For a moment, walls lowered. Mark shared a funny story about Lily's attempt to fix his phone with stickers, eliciting a genuine laugh from Elena, musical, unexpected. By 3 a.m., the laptop booted cleanly, files intact. "Impressive," she conceded, writing a check with extra zeros. "Buy your girl something special." As Mark packed up, rain pattering against the windows, he hesitated. "Thanks. And for what it's worth, that photo, it's the kind of beauty that sticks with you." Elena waved it off, but his words lingered as he left. Back home, dawn breaking, Mrs. Garcia smiled. She slept like an angel. Mark peeked in on Lily, gratitude washing over him. The check would ease things. But Elena's question replayed. "Am I pretty?" It wasn't superficial, it was a cry from someone starved for genuine connection. Days blurred into routine for Mark, more gigs, school pickups, evenings with Lily building forts from blankets. But Elena's face intruded on his thoughts. He researched her company out of curiosity, impressed by her philanthropy in STEM education for underprivileged kids. Then, a delivery arrived, a high-end tablet for Lily, preloaded with drawing apps, and a note, for the artist. Gratitude for the late-night save. E.V. Lily's eyes widened. Is this from the lady you helped, Daddy? Mark nodded, emailing thanks with Lily's thank you drawing attached, a rainbow over a tower. Elena, in her office amid merger chaos, opened the email and smiled, a real one. Replying, adorable. Coffee to discuss tech trends? My treat. Was it professional? Or more? Mark agreed, nerves jangling. Their first meeting at a cozy cafe near her office was tentative. Elena arrived in heels clicking authoritatively, Mark in casual attire. Small talk evolved into deep conversation, her immigrant roots, his grief journey. Success is lonely, she admitted over lattes. Everyone sees the CEO, not Elena. Mark nodded. Parenting's the same, hero by day, doubting by night. Laughter flowed, time slipping away. As they parted, Elena's phone rang, a crisis alert. Hack attempt on our servers, she muttered, paling. Mark offered, I can help trace it. She hesitated, then nodded. Rushing back to her office, Mark dove in, firewalls breached. It's internal, he realized, tracing to her CTO's IP. Alarms blared as data began leaking. Shut it down. Mark urged. But Elena froze, the implications hitting, betrayal from within. The screen flickered to black. Cliffhanger 2, could this sabotage destroy everything she'd built? The blackout was catastrophic. Stock alerts buzzed, shares dropping 15% in after-hours trading. Elena's team scrambled, but the damage was done, proprietary AI code exposed online. The board convened an emergency call, voices accusatory. Vasquez, this is on you. Distracted leadership. Her CTO, Richard, feigned shock, but Mark's logs pinned him, jealous of her spotlight, he'd sold out to a rival. Elena fired him on the spot, involving authorities, but the fallout lingered. Media headlines screamed, Vasquez innovations breached, CEO's empire crumbles. She retreated to her penthouse, a sterile space of marble and minimalism, echoing her isolation. Pacing with a glass of wine, tears came unbidden. I can't fail now, she whispered. Mark, hearing the news on his radio while driving Lily home from school, felt compelled. Sweetie, want to bake cookies for a friend? Lily beamed. Yes. Chocolate chip. They arrived at Elena's building unannounced, security buzzing them up after Elena surprised okay. She opened the door, disheveled, eyes red. What are you doing here? Mark held up the tin. Support squad. Lily thrust it forward. We made these. Daddy said you're sad. Elena knelt, touched. Thank you, Mija. Over cookies and milk, Lily's chatter about school thawed Elena's defenses. When Lily dozed on the couch, Elena confessed, I thought I was unbreakable. But this, it hurts. Mark listened, then said, you're not alone. That photo showed strength in joy. Lean on it. Their hands brushed, a current passing. In the weeks that followed, Mark consulted pro bono on bolstering security, his insights invaluable. Elena, in turn, visited their apartment, bringing takeout and helping with Lily's homework. You're good at math, Lily said admiringly. Elena grinned. It's like coding, logic and patterns. Bonds formed, but tensions arose. Elena's 80-hour weeks clashed with Mark's family focus. One evening, after she canceled dinner for a call, Mark snapped. We can't keep doing this halfway. Elena retorted, you don't get my world, it's sink or swim. Hurt, he left, silence descending. Lily asked, where's Elena? Mark sighed, taking a break, kiddo. Elena, back in her empty home, stared at the park photo. Am I enough without the title? Doubt nod. The silence stretched for days, both wrestling with feelings. Mark threw himself into a new gig, upgrading a small business's systems, but thoughts of Elena distracted him. Friends noticed, his buddy Tom from college teased, got a crush on the Ice Queen? Mark brushed it off, but admitted, she's more than that. Meanwhile, Elena dove into damage control, exposing Richard's scheme publicly, rallying her team. Stocks rebounded, but victory rang hollow. Driving through rain one night, she impulsively headed to Mark's. Knocking, soaked, she blurted, I was wrong. I need balance, you and Lily show me that. They talked till dawn, reconciling with promises of effort. But life tested them anew. Lily's teacher called, behavior issues, acting out in class. She's jealous of the time you spend with Elena, the counselor said. Guilt hit Mark. My fault for rushing. Elena blamed herself too. I'm intruding. They attended family therapy, unpacking grief and fears. Lily opened up. I like Elena, but what if she leaves like mommy? Elena hugged her. I'm here to stay, if you'll have me. Commitment grew. Elena cut hours, joining school events. Mark introduced her to his world, picnics in the park. Media caught wind. CEO Vasquez softens with mystery man. Scrutiny intensified, paparazzi hounding. Mark's friends warned, she's high society, you're not. Elena's board questioned her focus. But they weathered it, launching a joint initiative. Tech for Tomorrow, free coding classes for single parents and kids. Challenges mounted, funding hiccups, skeptical partners, but resolutions came through teamwork. One grant approval turned the tide, classes filling up. As seasons changed, their love deepened. Mark surprised Elena with a recreated park day, rain or shine. Kneeling amid puddles, he proposed, from that accidental photo, I saw your soul. Marry us? Tears mixed with rain, she said yes. The wedding was intimate. Friends, family, Lily scattering petals. Vows exchanged under a rainbow, symbolizing hope. Their program flourished, impacting hundreds. Mark reflected on growth, from loss to love. Elena learned vulnerability amplified strength. Together, they proved authenticity breeds true connection. Months after the wedding, life settled into a beautiful rhythm. The merged family moved to a cozy house in the suburbs, with a yard for Lily to play and a home office for their shared ventures. Elena balanced CEO duties with family time, delegating more to trusted deputies. Mark's freelance evolved into a full-time role at Vasquez Innovations, heading the security division. Lily thrived, her drawings now featuring a complete family, no angels needed. But echoes of the past lingered, adding depth to their joy. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching Lily chase fireflies, Elena leaned on Mark's shoulder. Remember that photo? She murmured. It was the start. He kissed her temple. The best accident ever. Their story inspired others. Articles featured them as a modern fairy tale, emphasizing resilience. Challenges didn't vanish. A company lawsuit tested Elena's mettle. Mark supported her through late nights. Lily's teenage years loomed, but they faced it united. The message? Love heals, but requires work. Authenticity attracts the right connections. In a world of facades, being real is the ultimate power. Expanding further, let's delve into the early days of their relationship. After the hack resolution, Mark and Elena's coffee meetings became weekly rituals. At first, they stuck to safe topics, tech innovations, industry gossip. But gradually, layers peeled. Elena shared her foster care horrors, abusive homes, constant moves. I learned to build walls, she said. Mark opened about Sarah's illness, the chemo sessions, holding her hand as hope faded. Grief doesn't end, it changes shape. Empathy bridged them. One date, Elena suggested a hike, her first in years. Panting up trails, they laughed at her impractical shoes. At the summit, overlooking Seattle, she said, "This feels free." Mark captured a photo, her wind-swept, smiling. "Now we're even." Intimacy grew slowly, respectful of boundaries. First kiss came after a movie night with Lily, who fell asleep midway. "Thank you for letting me in," Elena whispered. Subplots enriched their world. Elena's assistant, Alex, became a confidant, teasing her boss about the hot dad. Mark's neighbor Mrs. Garcia played matchmaker, babysitting often. A rival suitor, a charming investor, pursued Elena, forcing Mark to confront insecurities. "Am I enough?" he echoed her old question. She reassured, "You're my anchor." Lily's bond with Elena deepened through baking disasters, flour everywhere, giggles endless. "You're like a bonus mom," Lily said once, melting hearts. Professional synergies bloomed. Mark's ideas enhanced Vasquez's products, like family-friendly AI tutors. Challenges: a product launch flop due to bugs, blaming each other briefly. Resolution through communication, strengthening trust. Social events tested them, gala where Elena shone, Mark felt outclassed. But her pride in introducing him dispelled doubts. Family expansions hinted, discussions of adoption, Lily excited for a sibling. Travels: Mexico to honor Elena's roots, national parks for adventures. Each trip wove tighter bonds. Years later, at their anniversary, they revisited the park. "From a glitch to this," Mark said. Elena smiled. "Proof that accidents can be miracles." This tale reminds us, embrace vulnerabilities, for they lead to profound connections. Life's glitches. Opportunities in disguise. Cherish the unexpected. Let's rewind to Mark's childhood for context. Born in a small Midwest town, he was the son of a mechanic and a teacher, instilled with values of hard work and kindness. High school saw him excel in computers, winning state hackathons. College brought Sarah, his first love, a literature major with a passion for stories. Their wedding was simple, dreams of family realized with Lily. Her death shattered that, but memories fueled his resolve. Elena's backstory expands. In foster care, a kind mentor, a librarian, introduced coding. "You have fire, Elena," she said. That spark ignited her empire. But traumas surfaced in therapy later, healing with Mark's support. Post-reconciliation, a major challenge, Elena's health scare, a stress-induced panic attack. Hospitalized, she faced mortality. Mark by her side, "We're in this together." It prompted lifestyle changes, yoga, vacations. Lily's subplot, joining a robotics club, inspired by Elena. First competition nerves, but winning with their encouragement. "You two are my heroes," she said. Friendships evolved. Tom, Mark's buddy, hosted barbecues where Elena charmed the group. Alex organized company family days, blending worlds. Business ventures, Tech for Tomorrow, expanded nationally, grants from Elena's network. A documentary featured them, spreading their message. Intimate moments, late-night talks about fears, dreams. "I never thought I'd have this," Elena confessed. Mark, "Me neither. But here we are." Seasonal traditions. Halloween costumes, Christmas baking, summer road trips. Each built memories. A twist, an old flame of Elena's returned, offering partnership. Jealousy flared, but honesty resolved it. "You're my choice," she affirmed. Parenting hurdles, Lily's first heartbreak, teen rebellion previews. United front prevailed. Legacy building, mentoring young entrepreneurs, Elena's memoir in works. As they aged, love endured, gray hairs, laughter lines. Grandkids eventually, circle complete. This narrative, rich with emotion, shows transformation through connection. From accidental sight to lifelong bond, it's inspiring. If this expanded story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring tales. Your support means the world. Until next time, keep believing in the unexpected.